Alright, let's do this. Okay, so I go by, I have a moniker that I go by as Steelborn. Why? Because my dad always told me you get what you pay for. He only bought steel products. He raised me doing this and always swore by the product. So it's all I've trusted. It's not all I've ever used. I've used them all. No, I haven't used them all. There's some I have probably not used, but 90% of any kind of chainsaw brand, been there, done that. My trust falls into steel. So that's why the name, that's why I use it. This you guys probably think you know what this is. This is a style 200T. Okay? You may notice I pronounced that a little different. Style. Why? Because, well, let's just use the cover here. So, steel. How you doing, Ground Pounder? What's up, James? Let's have a little fun first. What up, Billy? So, steel. S-T-I-H-L. I want you to put another I, and I'll get some stickers and maybe put another I in there. So you start calling them styles. Why the extra I? Because I really like the saws, and I made it better. So, how? Well, I painted it black. So I'm gonna sell these saws. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy regular steel, chainsaws. They have this hideous orange color. So what I'm gonna do, and it's gonna make them way better, is I'm gonna paint the orange black, and it just makes it streamlines everything and increases horsepower. Okay, I can't do this no more. I'm done. I'm BSing. That's all ridiculous. This is my dad's old chainsaw. This is a chainsaw I still use. I'm just farting around with the BS of selling chainsaws. I would never do that. But nowadays, people would rather take someone else's idea and product and slap their name on it and call it a business. And I don't find it to be a business. It is a way to make money, right? But now, if I was to do what I was just saying and messing with you there, I would say then what would happen after I start to sell them chainsaws, these styles, when I start selling them, they cost me $600 to buy it, but after I paint it and I make it black and way better, then you just pay me $1,200, and then everybody's good. You get a better chainsaw, I get a bunch of money, and everybody's happy, right? That sounds crazy, but I feel like that's what I'm watching go down. That would be like if I really did that And then I started watching YouTube channels and hearing people say that they like Husqvarnas and that they preferred them over steel chainsaws. That would be like me saying that, you know, those people are trying to, you know, defamation of character. They're trying to kill my business because they don't like my stuff. That's not that wouldn't be my stuff. Just because I change something real quick, or I paint something, or I do something cosmetic, that saw would still be made by steel. That's their product. That's not mine. I didn't make nothing. Just because I took something and fiddled with it a little bit, and made it a little better, that's cool if you can do that. But like, you didn't make a new product by doing that. You adjusted a current product. You know, the factories could do that same thing and start to produce chainsaws that are amazing and that are well priced, but they don't feel like the time that would be required to inspect every single part and the detail that needs to be put into assembly wouldn't even out. So that's where you get these factories that can push out chainsaws for very cheap because they're okay with buying the bulk amount of cylinders or pistons that have been made at the same factory but then not inspected and for quality control like the other ones are. So you're going to get a lemon here and there. Then you have parts that aren't on an equal playing field to start with. You deal with an OEM part is going to have way different standards and like checks that are done with it than you are with like a highway part or like any kind of knockoff part. So they're starting on two it's not even an even playing field. An OEM is just going to, you're always, your percentage of getting a bad one is always going to be higher with these other products because they're not being inspected for flaws and stuff like that. The attention isn't being put into it. So, but you know that the same thing goes that's always went. Like my dad told me when I was a little kid, you get what you pay for. I asked the same question. Dad, why do you only buy steel saws? They cost so much. Go lay down. Now. Go. Don't. Oh, he's so aggravating. Why do you only buy steel? They cost more. You could buy this saw, it'd be cheaper, you could save some money. You get what you pay for. There's a reason why things are cheaper sometimes. But that doesn't mean because something costs a lot of money, it's better either. So you're going to have to figure that one out in life in general. So someone could take a knockoff chainsaw and just take that same saw and switch the cover on it or switch the name on it and ask more money. You know, that doesn't mean that they had to do something, but it doesn't mean that they didn't. Now, I feel like those guys that do these, that deal with these knockoff chainsaws, you can end up with an amazing chainsaw when the time and the effort is put into checking that saw over and making sure everything is good. Let me catch up with comment. I'm gonna jump down to that stuff and that stuff because I think that's Kellen. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Let me get a burger going. Were you waiting? Okay, right on. So I'm watching all this happen, and this guy is very upset. So what the reason that I'm basically doing the live feed, get you a little closer that way I can for sure keep up with comments. The reason I'm doing the live feed is because now you're not going to see my comments if you watch his stuff. I'm pretty sure he's hiding my comments because you can't see them when you click on the video. But he's liking my comments and like still kind of conversating with me like we're buddies. I don't know if it's because he doesn't want to lose the views or what. Like, he's now, if you guys watch that video, I put in the community page a video to watch. He is now so angry about this whole situation that he is talking like, he says the chainsaw industry don't mean nothing to him, which is mind-blowing. That's the world we live in. If the chainsaw industry means nothing to you, you're gonna have a hard time selling chainsaws. Okay? Just like if the burger industry, GP just said, talking about burgers. If I started saying the burger industry don't mean nothing to me, people that eat burgers don't mean nothing to me, then I want to sell burgers for a living. I'm probably going to have a little bit of trouble if I don't care about my consumer. Now, YouTube, like, I don't know, I don't understand, like, this man has all the right in the world to do what he does, to get these chainsaws. All in all, I feel like what he's doing is a good thing. I feel like he has great intentions. He sees a product that, like other people have seen, can be a good product with the proper adjustments and modifications. So what he's trying to do is get these saws and then switch things out to make it a good saw long term. Let me catch a couple comments and I'll get right back into it. Man, I think it's $89.99 for the $89.99 for the hand filed chain from GP's Custom. Hey, can you? Right on. You know what? So $89 to get your chain sharpened. All you gotta do is drop your chain off, and yeah, it'll be sharp when you come back. See? I mean, there's. What's up, Jake? How you doing? About the usual suspects are here. Yes. I don't think they do. What's up, my peeps? Aaron, what's up, man? Okay, who's TOFTS? Get your whole saw out and make your own light bar when you're done filing. Skip tooth. There's Big TK, what's up? GP, there's plenty of people who would buy it and market like people do. He's hiding mine. Finally cooled down some. Yeah, it just rained here and finally cooled down a little bit here too. But yeah, a little mechanics. I thought it was. I thought it was. Okay, so okay. I was just trying to catch up on comments, but what's up, John? John's here. A lot like Vegas. What's going on? JC's here. Yeah, that would JC. It'd be like working at Burger King and being like, people that eat burgers are idiots. Buy my burgers. That's understanding your consumer, and if you don't care to understand your consumer, you're gonna find troubles. You're gonna kind of make enemies. I think this man has done nothing technically wrong. If people are willing to pay double for his chainsaw after he messes with it, and they're willing to pay double for it, then that is what it is. I don't agree with the price of a lot of things out there, but like, if someone wants to buy it, why can't he sell it? So I don't see any fault in that, but I see a lot of fault in being so angry at somebody else who checked out a saw that had that name. It had all them parts on it. It said that it was a knocker. I'm not even going to pronounce the name right. Knocker. So the guy reviews the saw, and doesn't like what he's seeing with some of the parts. And that, so this other gentleman gets mad, says you're trying to kill my livelihood. This is my business, my well-being. You're ruining everything. I'm gonna see you in federal court.
Just for a minute.
That's crazy to me, because all he did was give his opinion. You know, you didn't make those parts. You didn't make the piston. You didn't make the cylinder. You didn't make the plastics. You made nothing. You may have bought those parts and put them together. That doesn't mean that they're good parts, though. That's the reality of life. Not everything is going to be made equal. And in many cases, if you're not willing to pay the money for the quality product, you're going to get a lesser quality product. That goes with anything. So that part I don't much understand. Telling somebody you're going to take them to federal court because they had a different opinion than you or didn't see the quality that you seem to see. That's an opinion. And if you think you have the right to force other people's opinion to be yours, you're part of the problem nowadays. Like, you gotta understand that. You gotta let people be. And stop putting your nose all up in their business. And, like, trying to control what they think and what they do and, like, what they say. This man had the gall to say he wants everyone who's ever talked about him on their channel to change it now. Like, started barking in that video. That's where I took offense. Dude, you put yourself on the internet. And I'm going to kind of focus on some of this kind of stuff that I see going on, like, during our live feeds. There's usually not a lot of drama in the tree world industry.
Still got the ball.
But there's some. And I think it'll be kind of fun to point it out and give some attention to the silliness sometimes. So I'm gonna keep watching this. I'm gonna watch this unfold. We'll see where this goes. Unless I get blocked, and then I'll just watch it from my wife's account. So if he's watching and he thinks he's just gonna block, like, if you have to block everybody then. Alabama, another one. Yeah, I know. I'm suing anyone who says my burgers aren't that's where we're at. That's where we're at. He said defamation of character. Okay. I'm not a genius. I'm just saying I'm pretty sure his name isn't Knocker. Or however you pronounce that song. I'm pretty sure that's not his name. And when they say I don't see the quality for the money for this saw, and they say that saw brand name, they're not talking about you personally. I don't care how much you love those chainsaws. I like steel more than anybody. I have it's tattooed on my body.
It's an opinion.
So, do you think I'm going to get hurt and get my feelings hurt and get all riled up and ruin my days because someone said they don't like steel?
Good boy, buddy. You're being a good boy, monster.
You just can't. For your own sanity, you gotta let things go. This man is obsessed with the idea of him being able to take these other people's product and make a living for the rest of his life off of their product. And that's wild to me. That's strange. I've had enough people in my life try to piggyback off of me and make their living and livelihood off of me. I'm not a fan of it. I would rather buy an OEM steel carcass and rebuild it. Yeah, I mean, but hey, there's nothing wrong with these guys that want to buy these other chainsaws. There's nothing wrong with that. Especially if you're a person that has some knowledge, you could definitely button up the little things that are wrong with this thing and adjust and like switch some things out, and you can have a great saw. It's not news to, well, it may be news to some people, But Steel's products are made in China now. Not everything is American made, like they say on there. So some of these products are being made in China. So this man may be getting the products from the same factory. That doesn't mean they're the same though. Factories push out products nonstop. So half of them products will go over here that are being inspected and for quality control and thrown to this and this. The other half's going over here and they're being shipped out quickly. They don't care. They want the money for them. That's it. Just because it's the same factory, don't always get the same quality. At the same time, I think that there's um, no bad in this. I do see where other people are getting angry and leaving these crazy comments to him because it's a little misleading, some of the things he says. You know, professional quality, professional grade, and he's like, if you don't want to, he gave his chainsaw to a guy that was supposed to use it professionally, and that guy told him, I will not call these saws professional grade chainsaws. This was a real professional who told him, I won't do that. There's probably a reason this man won't do that. He has respect for his craft, so therefore he's not going to disrespect his craft by telling people something that's not right. So he says, so just because he says, he even admits, I gave the guy the saw, the guy said he won't call it professional grade, but that's what I call it. And if you don't want to call it that, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. It does. You got to build rapport with your customers and stuff, and like, if it's just easy to get duped nowadays. People are quick to sell you on a product that is the greatest thing in the world, and before you know it, you didn't spend the time checking on it, and you've bought a bad product. So, Billy, how dare you say that his burgers are not the best? Raker's already found. Oh, I know who you're talking about now. Oh, okay. Okay, Kellen. Yeah, I left a link in the community page. Anytime we do a live feed, guys, and you see that there's a live feed coming up, go check the community page, because I may have put up a lot of times I'll put up a video or I'll give a little bit of insight about what's getting ready to happen. Sometimes I don't, but a lot of times we'll be doing a live feed and I'll give a link or we'll watch a video and it will relate to that to start it at least. But yeah, I just noticed that my comments were being hid, and but he was still liking my comment and stuff, but yeah, hiding them now. So I told that guy on his channel that he is killing his business over two chainsaws with a combined value of $300. Yeah, but I think he's selling them. Well, if I think he said that he was selling 660s for half of the price that they go for, a steel goes for. So, and when you buy one of them, I think you can get one for like 300 or something, maybe. And maybe he was selling them for 6 to 8 or something. I don't really know, because I know a 660s, it's about $2,000. So, knocker, 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 ground pounder says, yep. Groker, the Beetlejuice of the Soul World. I shall summon Steve. I almost did a live for this too. Yeah, it's too funny, man. It's like, it's wild. It's wild. And when he started barking about, anybody who's been talking about me on their channel better change it now. I just was like, you're crazy, man. Now you got my attention. So, anyone run the Never Makita gas saws? made by Dolmar. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I rented one time, and usually they used to have Dolmar, and out of nowhere they had Makita, and then I found out shortly after that, yeah, Dolmar make the Makita, so or Makita makes Dolmar now. I like a nice set of knockers. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I wouldn't think so, but I mean, when Jared, I'm talking about your comment. There is a no defamation for what you said. Yeah, but I mean, for that doesn't mean this is the part I don't like is that you can be summoned to go to court for no reason and be forced to waste your time and resources and money because someone else is just crazy enough to sue you. And that's mind blowing. So like the fact that this is like every time he posts a video, that's all he talks about is how he's going to federal court. That Joe needs to, or Doug, yeah, Indiana Doug, yeah, that Doug needs to get his attorneys together and like I watched the video 3 or 4 different times. I don't know where he's talking about that. It's the one with the bent fin and like how he knows that it's his saw and it comes off very, I don't even want to say it, like speed, like tweaker style. Like I hate to say that, but I live in the middle of America. When I hear people talking like that and conspiracy this and that and everyone's out to get them and they're looking over their shoulder and everyone's plotting on them, it's usually that. So I don't know what to even think about it. Some people can't handle the truth 100%. I have a steel tatted as well. Won't bother me a bit. Whatever says nothing. I know. Why would it? Whatever. That's great. 100%. If it works for you, use it. That's fine. All souls matter 100%. I like that, Aaron. I was really surprised by that Dolmar. I don't remember the model number, but it's about a 6570 cc. Yeah, we had really good luck when I was younger running Dolmar saws. We had my dad just randomly was working for an old lady way away from, like way up in St. Louis, I think, back when I was a kid, and she said, "Hey, my husband had a saw here. Would you like it? Would you like to have it?" And my dad's like, "Oh, maybe, yeah." And so she like walked us over into the garage behind these, like pulled these little like boxes and stuff out, and he had built a box out of wood to put the chainsaw in. Her husband had. It was a massive Dolmar. It was huge. It like had probably a 5 foot bar on it, but it ran and pulled that bar with ease. It was a really good saw. That guy is That guy's kind of funny. He is kind of funny. I kind of think he's funny. I think it's all funny. I think it's funny every single time I hear him say he's going to take that guy to court. I'm like, wow, that's different. That's different. We live in a global economy since the 1980s. Yep. I bet the Joker saw get built from all the steel parts that were rejected from the. There's a good chance, man. Don't play with people's money. That's the part that I just wish others would respect that. Like, if you're gonna sell a product or give a service, respect the money that you're gonna be paid, and that it was hard for those people to get that, just like it's hard for you to make it. Oh no, we live in a participating. What's up, John? Where's my trophy? Oh, it's on. John, your trophy should be on its way. I mailed out everybody's trophies the other day because everyone deserves a trophy. even if you didn't know we were having a contest, it's
Stop.
on it's on its way.
You ready to go in?
Money buys quality assurance. 100%, Jake. I agree with that. Consistent tolerances and a warranty usually. His saws will lack most of all of these. Yeah, I believe he is actually, not only is he, so, okay, the price increase, he's giving a warranty with that. So there is a justification to add some money to the high end, or the upper, like the total of the saw. So say he gets these 660s that are not the greatest. I think he rebuilds like 380s, I think's what he calls them, 381s or something. Um, but it's supposed to be like a 357. I don't even know. Like, it's such an oddball one to me, but he says, I mean, he gets the saws. They have a faulty tank apparently. He's switching those tanks out. They have faulty carbs. He's switching the carbs out. But when you switch things like that, there's certain things don't work right. Like the switch levers, if you switch a carb to where it doesn't have the 4 settings, but your switch has 4 settings, now you've kind of messed some stuff up there, and it's gonna be different. But he is switching these parts out. Then he is also giving a warranty to these saws. His big selling point is that his chainsaws last 3 years. And when he says 3 years, I mean, he says it with 3 years. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this was my dad's chainsaw when I was a little kid. It still runs. I still use it daily. So, I'm a little older than 3 years old. In my opinion, a saw should last a lifetime, if not multiple, if it's maintained and built well. That's just my opinion, though. This is so juicy. Even my wife is getting in on watching. I'm telling you, it is. And his channel is going to grow off this. I mean, it doesn't matter how crazy any of this is. People enjoy crazy. Like, people are going to subscribe, and Homeboy is like kicking out the content, like video after video after video after video. So this may be a thing that we do, is discuss what's the newest thing going on, because if I'm being honest, I am fascinated with these saws. I think I've always wondered why someone doesn't get these knockoff saws, do the things that I've seen other guys do, and then resell them. Because I've seen this done with every other product out there. You know, Notch does it with every single piece of gear that comes out in the industry. When it comes to tree climbing, they take your idea, they slap their name on it, and they give a warranty. Sound familiar? Notch does that, and they ended up not getting the best name because of it. Because if you want to come into a different world and a different industry, you can't come kicking the door in and like rudely stomp your way in, especially when you're walking in with an inferior product. So like, and the fact that you don't have this passion for that product because you didn't come up with it. You just seen someone else did, and you said, okay, I like that. I want to sell those. So you're a middleman. But if you're willing to do what he's doing, this is the weird thing. Is it okay or is it not? I almost say that it's okay. If he's going to give you a warranty on this saw, he's going to fix the parts on these saws. He's going to, buy them, ship them, get them here, try to modify and fix the parts, and give that warranty. Is he wrong? So like, this is not gonna be like a me bash on anybody. Like, right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't care who you are. You can think, you can have your opinion, and that's one thing I really feel strongly about is I don't like that he feels like he can take opinions away from people. You can't change people's opinion. If they have an opinion, you need to deal with that and be okay with the fact that people can have an opinion that differs from yours, and that doesn't mean that you get to throw a hissy fit or that you need to take some time out of your day to convince them that they're wrong and that you're right. Unless you just got a screw loose and you just can't handle the fact that maybe you're not right all the time. You know? What's up, John Bob? It's great to see you new guys in here. Yeah, I wonder if we got new people because of this. That would be funny. I'm just going to be in a reaction channel now to what's going on with those chainsaws. That's all I'm doing from now on. I don't cut stuff no more. I'm going to sell my style chainsaws, and you guys are going to pay me so much money for them. It's just going to work out for all of us. So I'll let you know how much money you're supposed to send and when really soon. Oh, let me know when you get your checks, then I'll let you know how much money to send. What did that say? Dang it. Needs to represent the nerds, right? Yeah. He was 700 assault. Oh, dang. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, wow. But I mean, it comes down to if someone wants to buy it, it's there. You know, people spend hundreds, like, the people spend thousands of dollars. Like, I just seen a short where a kid won $10,000 from his buddy. He bought a T-shirt with it. A $10,000 T-shirt. So, I don't care what that T-shirt's made of. It is not worth $10,000. It is a status symbol, and you buy it because of that. You want status. So you pay an absurd amount of money for it because you know other people have either not the money to do that, or, you know, they don't have the ability to even get it together. So it puts you on this pedestal, you think. So that's why you buy it. But I don't know. I don't know how to think about that, James. 700 is a lot, though. I'm gonna have to go beat this dog if you don't shut up. Give me just a second. Okay. Shut up. Knock it off. He got stuck on stupid again. He's like a bad CD. Alright, since we're talking conspiracy, where's Jimmy Hoffa? Well, I don't know. No one knows. I have been summoned to court for no reason. I didn't even have anything to do with it and was dismissed by the judge seconds into the hearing. Still sucked though. Yeah, I don't know how that works because, like, I think as long as you don't, like, if you just refuse the summons, I've seen where, like, I've been watching, I don't know, this is very, I have different taste in music. Like, I like drill rap and stuff like that sometimes. I know this is going to be weird for most people, but I like, have been watching the YNW Melly case, and Fredo Bang, one of his buddies, was summoned for 4 years to go to court, and he told the lady no, and just refused the summons. And I don't think he ever showed up in court because of it. He even rapped about it. Tell that lady to, I never got the summons or something like that. But yeah. dive into some of his old channels. Really, yeah, I haven't seen none of his old, like his really older stuff. I'm the big bald guy. We talked about it. Okay, I don't know, still care. That's all I get. Yep, me too, Rob. Was that James that said that? Yeah, I see James. Okay, yes. Okay. I like that they come with the big dogs on both sides. The big straight bar. Okay. I got a little strip across the front. Be proud of that job. It's not a bald spot. It's a solar panel for my brain. That's so funny. It's not a bald spot. It's a solar panel for my brain. Oh, thank you, Big TK. That reminds me of there's so many things in this whole soap opera. Um, he says 32 to 1. Only mix your saws 32 to 1 if you're running his chainsaws. That's crazy to me because you are very likely to burn that saw up pretty quick. Now, could that saw go 5 to 6 years if you ran 50 to 1 and replaced a few spark plugs in the process? There's a chance. Um, but that's all the time he has invested in on this. It seems like, like as far as knowing the long, like just because you've used a chainsaw 20 years ago, and now you still use a chainsaw, you don't have 20 years experience running chainsaws. That means you used one time, you use them periodically. Um, but if you're using them as your everyday thing, you start to care about them more. Like what prolongs the life of them, what what's good for them, what's bad for them. You start to keep this data and like remember it, and like then you start to lengthen the life, like the lifespan of your saws. It doesn't take long before you're starting to get, you're buying the same 170, and when you bought that first 170, maybe it only lasted you 6 months and you burnt it up or something. But then you bought another 170 because they're cheap, and this one ended up lasting you to a year because you realized you were mixing your gas leak, or just there's so many things, so many little things that go into
Let's go.
making, producing, and selling a chainsaw that I feel like he doesn't give any thought or credit to, and that's crazy. So I just
Monster, come.
wish he would just
Now.
ease
Get
back
over here.
off of it and chill with the
Monster.
everybody's getting sued and just hang on, let me get my dog inside.
Monster, come on. He's
In
coming.
here now.
He's coming. Jackass, listen to him and not me. I'll be in a second to give you water.
What about 40 to 1, Biggs? Think that will work? I'm going to give her the garlic. He is stomping out 20 to 30 conspiracy theories a day. I'm telling you. And it comes off so wild. No, not for the nose here. Okay, then must run on jet fuel, I'm thinking. Pretty much. Pretty much. That's about right. When I first got serious about the industry, I was going to get a hot saw. People have been doing that for a long time now. It's probably not different from what he is doing. Well, it depends on where you're at when you say hot saw. On the West Coast, a hot saw means a saw that's souped up. Here in Missouri, when you say a hot saw, that means someone stole it and they're trying to sell it to you. So, that's a regional thing. Definitely a regional thing, because like when I see someone say like, "Yo, I got this hot saw for sale," I'm like, "Oh no, dude, I don't do that. No, I'll just buy a new one." But I know what you were saying, man. Just funny how things you get away and it just totally changes. The thing has always been buy once, cry once. 100%. I like that a lot. I would love to see a Noker in my man Aaron's hands. Yep, sure would. No, don't do that to Aaron. He didn't do nothing to you. I'd love to turn one up. Don't do it. Didn't you? Did you guys not watch Indiana Jones Doug or something like that? And the Lost Ark? He said knockers aren't any good. And then he ran it next to that other one and he was like, "Yo, look at the one that I can get. It's way better." And like to be surprised that he, in his video, his preferred product ended up being the better of the two products. Not shocking to me. So I don't know, man. It's very funny though. Howard David, what's up, Howard? They don't seem to make anything to last. You should not be expecting after market saw too. 100%, I agree there. Maybe less than half the price. Yeah, I mean, with some of these saws, they're like, it's like 100, maybe $200 is all you're spending. So, $200 for a $800 saw or $1,000 saw, like I get why people are buying these. So, and I think there's a market. There should be a market for these things. I like that people have that option. Maybe they need something and they don't have the money. And what you do in that scenario, if you don't want to stay, like, continue to save for it, for the high quality product, that's when you decide, I'm going to take the risk and buy an inferior, a possibly inferior product. I'm sure there are people that have taken that gamble and have been stoked with what they ended up with. And the product ended up working twice as long as they ever thought. And on the other hand, I'm sure there are people that took that gamble and the second they fired it up on the first tank of gas, it blew the rings out. That stuff happens. You're taking that gamble. So, I mean, that's where it comes down to um, choice, and you get to have your opinion and you have your own choice to what you want, and no one can take that from you. No matter how much suing that they threaten you with, you can keep your opinion, and you can even voice it on your YouTube channel if you'd like. Whether everyone likes it or not, a little different story. I'm here for the popcorn. Right on. That was you, Ground Pounder? Those saws won't last long enough to make content. Yeah, I mean, cutting cookies is popular. Isn't it? I've always found that if I buy the cheaper option, I end up buying the better version later on down the road anyways. And at that point, you're spending almost double for what you originally wanted. Well, let's say though, I get why this kind of stuff happens. Let's say you're down and out, and you only got a couple $100, and you have no climbing saw, and you can order one of these cheaper saws, and it runs for a couple weeks and allows you to make some money for a couple weeks and heat your house and feed your family. Then you're able to make money and buy the good one. These are placeholders for a lot of people. And 90% of guys that get into that, well, no, let me correct it. 50%, I would say, of the people that buy those saws, they know. They know they're more than likely buying like a product that's not as good. But they're willing to take that risk and take that chance. And there's the other half that they thought they were buying something better. They just thought they found the deal. It's not likely. You're not likely just going to randomly find the most amazing deal in the world. If something is priced for a tenth of what it's clone, what it's cloned after. Probably a reason. He's not wrong. He just does not understand saws and are fixing them. That's what, yeah, 100%. He talks lots of game, but gonna lose in the long. Yeah, he. You can tell. You can tell he's a very good bullshitter. And nowadays, um, bullshitters are very plentiful. And I don't understand why most of the world feels the need to teach things that they don't know. They feel the need to teach things that they find fascinating or that they enjoy. And I think the reason for that is you we've always told people throughout their life, like, don't get a job to have a job. Try to find a job that you enjoy. So people are like, well, I like this, so that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to teach it. Well, hang on, whoa. Before you teach it and you start representing that product or that thing that you're going to do, learn it. Put your time into it. Don't just prey off and build yourself up off of what other people are doing. You can tell he's supposed to be a saw provider, a seller of saws, and he continuously talks about how his are the best of the best quality. But then he says, I've never been inside of a, like, you know, he's never been in a case before. That's crazy to me. Like, you've never cracked the case of a chainsaw open? To where you don't know what's a good thing or not? Maybe you shouldn't be the guy trying to sell the motor aspects and fighting over the motor aspects. Like, he is the guy that's arguing over the piston and the case, okay? That's what his gripe is about. That this guy is talking shit on his cases and his pistons. So, or maybe it's just the cases. Um, and then he turns around and says, maybe they're not the best, but they're the best I can find. Okay, well, maybe you need to spend a little more time finding a better one then. If you want to tell everybody you have a high quality product. If you're putting a part that isn't good in it, it doesn't matter if everything else is amazing on that. You have the best of the best of the best. That would be like taking an amazing truck, brand new truck, 2023, and you go drop an engine in it from 1990 that has 800,000 miles on it and is about to blow up. And then you want to sell it for what a 2023 would do. But you're like, well, no, it's 2023. It's only got one thing. It's not 2023. And you're like, okay, so what's the one thing? Was it the tires? No, it's just the motor. Come on. It's like, I think if everybody would take a second to maybe watch their own stuff, and I know this is insane, but because nowadays it's not right to care about someone else or what they got going on, but put yourself in someone else's shoes. Look at it from the other person's point, and if you still feel like you need to go to federal court over someone reviewing a chainsaw, then go talk to a psychiatrist. That's my opinion on this. Now I'm just going to answer and talk to you guys. Rock knows a thing or three about cookies. Yeah. It's funny to see on the internet, like, everybody does chainsaw videos, and when they do them, they cut cookies. It's like, come on now. Put a Husqvarna carburetor on a steel. It will run better. I mean, yeah, and then you could have a Husqvarna or something like that, or a steel Scavarna, steel. I don't know. I can't. So that I have a channel about it, GP. Heck yeah. Farm tech for life. What the heck? How dare you? What I've always done, started from the bottom and grinded for everything I got. I give it a while, different level of appreciation. Yeah. And that's the problem. I mean, and what happens is we had to grind to get everything that we got. Um, I'm saying we because I feel the exact same. You know, everything you get, you're gonna have to earn every penny of it and put every bit of sweat to get it. So we see how hard it was, and so it's our instinct to want to help those now and make it easier on them. But like, and so I understand where some of these teenagers and young 20s and stuff like that, they start to they look at the world different and life different, and I get that because it has been made much easier on them. That's because we had it so hard we wanted to fix those things that was so hard. Now there's no reason for a man of his age to be acting the way he's acting. He's not a teenager, so throwing out little digs about somebody and then relating it back to Donald Trump is insane to me. Like, if you want to, if you're looking to go ahead and divide your audience instantly right from the get go, start talking politics real quick. That's how you can build your channel. Like, I don't know, but we're gonna have to do part two. All right, my phone is going dead. I literally have 4% right now. You guys are on dim mode. It is about to shut off. I apologize to anybody who left a comment that I didn't get a chance to get to. Um, but if this, if you found any of this fascinating, I want to bring some, traffic to his channel. Like, go try it out. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be subscribed for much longer. Like, it'll get to the point where I can't take it no more, and then I'll unsubscribe, and then I'll just come in and watch some periodically. But I feel like if I'm gonna talk about it and all this, like, I'm gonna give him the support. I'm gonna like the videos. I'm gonna leave a comment, and I'm gonna subscribe. So metal and wood something. I think there's some numbers after it or something, but it's metal and wood. And yeah, check him out. Um, Maybe buy a knocker, joker, knacker. I don't remember, something like that. Um, or if you want to buy one of them styles, send me a bunch of money, and I'll go get some black paint. Stay safe. Part two soon. See ya.